I hate Spectrum. Everything good? Everything... Okay, that stream is finished. All right, we're back on X. All right. Okay, looks like everything's back up. Okay, YouTube is up. Rumble taking forever to... Gosh. Okay, refresh. There we go. X is back. Okay, we're back. Yeah, Spectrum is gay. Spectrum sucks. You're garbage. Fix your crap. The unfortunate thing is I cannot drop Spectrum just because my apartment complex has a technology package and Spectrum's the only one. Greg got the call. It shouldn't be the call. If it's the call to start a riot, maybe. I don't know what that means, but I should, right? If it goes out one more time, then unfortunately we'll just have to call it for tonight because I'm tired of having to deal with this. All right. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Anyone? Yeah. Clearly a hate campaign. They say they're trying to stop hate, but this is clearly an actual hate campaign against people they hate. Retarded. So in a subsequent okay. So YouTube eventually responded to the Rewriting Ripley pod after the account pressed them to take action. Hello, Team YouTube. The Star Wars community would at the very least appreciate a formal response or update in our regards to our well-documented and pressing concerns about YouTubers pushing prolonged harassment on your platform. Yeah, so I saw their stupid picture of their well-documented and pressing concerns. Guarantee you half of those clips are probably taken out of context because that's usually how it always is. So YouTube actually replied, "Thanks for reaching out. Just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up. We totally understand you may not agree with this decision, but we reviewed this video very carefully against our policies." And so Chelsea Rebecca did not take so kindly to that response. She appeared to respond to it by accusing Nerdrotic, Jeremy, and Kinnell of being bigots. Bigots. She wrote, "Fully realizing what certain people can get away with on YouTube just on the basis of what films/TV they cover is making me go nuclear Joker brain." In a subsequent post, she added, "It feels like if you cover media that's intended for children or general audiences, you can get away with being a full-on bigot. It's nuts." And then about 20 minutes later, she directly responded to YouTube's post, seemingly confirming she was indeed referencing the other people. And she's like, Rebecca's comments are not surprising. Back in 2020, she wrote, "The majority of our viewer basis is this exact demographic, male, white teen." Dude, accept it, bitch. Sorry to be blunt, but accept it. That's your demographic. If your demographic's a male, white teen, that's what it is. Please, 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 YouTube, let creators choose what ads air on their videos so we can stop getting ads for PragerU and other gateways to right-wing radicalization.
Huh. Go yourself.
Dude, the projection from this person is unreal. Unreal. Gosh, I hate these people. Because they can never, ever do no wrong in their minds. Everything they say is the same damn thing. Over and over and over. And then they're like, oh, we're just innocent people. We don't have any power. It's like, yeah, you're trying to push YouTube into demonetizing people simply because you don't agree with their ideology. Like, go fist yourself. Oh, apparently. Whatever. Who cares? I love all you kids so much. No, you don't. You don't. No. You love staying in power. That's what you love. You love staying in power. And if you do happen to love kids, you're a weirdo, number one. Number two, you love impressionable people so much. And I am outspoken and argumentative on Twitter out of extreme worry. Yeah, extreme worry that any sort of power that you think you have and that you're like in a position of is going to be taken away from you. The right is not your friend. Oh my gosh. And if I make even one of you reconsider that path, that I've done my job as a responsible YouTuber, she added in a subsequent post. Dude, the hypocrisy, the self-reflection, the self-awareness, absolutely zero. Literally part of a campaign to demonetize these people by declaring that hate speech should not be a career path, that the community is jeopardized, the safety, and that these people need to be demonetized. You literally just admitted that you believe YouTubing, that a job as a YouTuber is to do the very thing that you said that these people are doing and that they need to be removed. Gosh, I hate these people. What's up, Komanga? The left is not your friend. Certainly becoming your friend. I'm not your friend, guy. God, these people. These little weasels. Unsurprisingly, she appeared to denigrate white people in Kentucky while also espousing a belief in communism. I called someone else a brown shirt. These are exactly what these people are. They're brown and black shirts. They are brown and black shirts. They will turn you in probably at the snap of their finger. Unsurprisingly, okay, we already read that. She's here to get from the movie Bubble Boy. That's with what is it, Jake Gyllenhaal, right? Or Gyllenhaal. Me going to Kentucky to canvass for Booker in the general. In response to another user, she wrote, "Good thing I'm very white and unassuming. I will make all your grandpas into comrades." What a fag. Later that year, she made it clear she was also a supporter of black, of course she is, whose founders are on record of admitting they are trained Marxists. Yup. Do you think it's right to ignore Black Lives Matter now that you guys is in office? I don't. I mean, I don't know what she's saying that to. All right, and then the quote here of the founders admitting that they were trained Marxists. Oh, that's all that this article kind of summarizes. What do you make of Rebecca's comments? What do I make of it? kind of already said some extreme stuff. Maybe Venom. We haven't done this one. Venom Greg. Venom Greg, what do you think about these people? Well said, Venom Greg. Well said. All right. So, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, what else is there to be said? I mean, we're at the point here where we're just repeating the same stuff over and over and over. Like, I think it's funny in terms of like these people thinking that they're doing like some sort of greater good in the world when really they're the epitome of everything that they hate. Because they literally like look through life through that lens that they project onto other people. You liked it? Hey, Komanga, did you like Venom, Greg? That didn't take that long for me to make. I was a little happy with myself on that one. Because I was like, huh. I wonder, like, I'm sure someone has green screened that portion out and you could put whatever you want in there. And the fact that you're a faggot, like, matches with the mouth flap pretty much. Beautiful. My masterpiece. Anyway. So, I mean, this kind of ties into the next article, localization. How are we doing on the internet? Okay. Gosh, I'm going to have to, like, constantly be looking over to make sure that we're still connected. So tying into, and this, I'm still going to get Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I'm just not going to slap on the English thing. But unfortunately, English localizers have rewritten Akira Toriyama's original manga script and insert Zoomer lingo into classic Vegeta versus Kid Trunks dialogue. I absolutely hate Zoomer lingo. I hate it with a passion. Now, granted, I say some pretty like stuff that we used to say back in the day too. You know, fag, that's dope. What a bit, you know, ass hat, all that stuff. I feel like we were clever back in the day. Or if not, we're like blunt about it. And it gets the point across. Like you can understand when someone spits out a lingo from like back in the 90s and stuff like that. Zoomer lingo now is like, it makes me think of like high school lingo, like when the cliques had certain phrases that they would only use, and then when they would say it, it'd be like, you have to be there to get it. It's like, no, that just sounds like retarded. So in the latest case, no, they didn't. Ew. Yes. In the latest case of Western localizers, I cannot wait. To all you guys to all you localizers out there who just apparently are so retarded that you can't just follow the script that's already been given to you, and that any sort of cultural difference that you happen to come upon, and that there's that, you know, that barrier between Japanese culture and US culture, find the most neutral thing to do, put it in there, and move on. It is not that difficult. It is not that hard. Almost ass busting for real. So Western localizers take it upon themselves to modernize a Japanese, creator's original work. The team responsible for the English language subtitles and Bandai Namco. The bad part is that I think even the subtitles still have the localized version, which is gay. Have taken a conversation directly adapted from Akira Toriyama's original manga and replaced it part of its dialogue with a, quote, Zoomer lingo. And we'll get to it. So the latest entry in franchise's sparking video game, better known as Budokai Tenkaichi in the West. Budokai is the superior version. I'll state that right now. Zero is an upcoming arena fighter that will allow players to pick from a roster of over 164 combatants across the entirety of the series history. So you see the picture all right here. A lot of this highly unnecessary, and especially when they put in, like I see Cell Jr. right here. I'm sorry, I very rarely ever play as Cell Jr. Ozaru Vegeta, not really. Or heaven forbid, a pool, Frieza Soldier number 1. Yeah, because that's someone I want to play as. So, I mean, they got play biting. You know, they got play biting. That doesn't make sense. They have pre-fighting banter, light taunting, positive encouragements to outright threats of impending violence. There you go. So there's one between Vegeta and the young version of Trunks, or Kid Trunks, if you want to say it that way. It stemmed on this version, it comes from this chapter, 429th chapter. Vegeta's training in the Ultra Gravity Room. Trunks is in there. He can't do it. He goes, hey, can I go Super Saiyan? And Vegeta's like, the fuck? You can't go Super Saiyan. He does it. It's a Super Saiyan bargain sale. So how does it become that easy? You know? So, shocked by the speed of his development and curious at the extent of his power, Vegeta tells Trunks to hit him. Trunks is like, you're too good. You know, I can't do that. And he's like, if you land one below, take you to the amusement park. He's like, alrighty, let's go. Let's do it. And so that's kind of the basis for it. So this little, exchange here is being translated over into apparently Sparking Zero. And apparently they're out in the field, which already doesn't make sense because that's not what happens. Can they not, dude, you should, more than enough, should be able to not have the gravity chamber, be a stage selection. If anything for aesthetics. Why are they still, doing this outside and stuff? Dude, Budokai 3 straight up had inside Majin Buu, and they were hardly in there for that long, but they had it. You're telling me they can't make the gravity chamber? All right, folks. So here you go. This is what he says. So Vegeta, if you can punch me in the face, I promise I'll take you to that amusement park you're always going on about. No cap. Let's go. No cap. Let's go. This is retarded. You can even chalk it up to the I will about this. This is fucking stupid. This is stupid. This lingo does not exist in Dragon Ball Z. I am sorry. Or in Dragon Ball for that matter. This stupid shit does not exist. And do not tell me that you cannot find a better phrase to use other than this to match the mouth flaps. Video games should be at a point where the software from some classes that I've taken, and this was way back in the day, it should be more than advanced by now, to where the game should be able to, a lot of games should be able to read audio waves, and the mouth flaps move accordingly to the sound wave. It's out there. I know for a fact it's out there. I've taken voice acting classes that specifically deal with gaming that talked about this. And when I took those classes, it was like the newest thing. This is retarded. This is stupid. This isn't funny. It has nothing to do with the story. And if your argument is, well, if it has nothing to do with the story, why are you getting so mad about it? My point exactly. I re-asked that question. Why does this need to be there then? If it doesn't matter, if it's so insignificant, It's like it's the same crap that the people at Starfield were like, why are you getting so mad about like the gender stuff? I mean, it defaults to the correct, pronouns at the beginning, and you hardly notice it in the story. It's so like doesn't affect it at all. Oh, then it shouldn't be there in the first place. But it is. And why? Gosh. So as of this writing, it is unknown which other instances of adapted Dragon Ball dialogue, if any, have also been altered during the adaptation of Sparking Zero. Further, Bandai Namco has yet to offer any official comment regarding the localization choice. Players interested in taking to the World Tournament ring can pick it up on October 11th. Such a small thing to nitpick about, but guarantee you there's more in there somewhere. I will not be surprised. Will not be surprised. This is why these people need to be replaced by AI immediately. And they need to be shamed that they were replaced by AI until they can get it through their thick skull that like lingo like this is not for everyone, and it doesn't amplify the story in any way, shape, and form. And and if you're like, well, it provides a fun, modernized any sort of that phrasing, get out immediately. Go, leave. Ted Cruz, Zodiac Killer. I just want to see Vegeta with that Zoomer haircut. Yeah, why stop here? Oh, man. I'm scared, but I'm sure it's going to happen at some point. Somewhere down the road, there will be a modernized Dragon Ball Z something out there. Maybe it's already out there, and I'm unaware of it. And by all means, it can stay in the shadows, and it can die a slow and painful death. But like I said, it ties into with these weirdos right here. I got to do something for the greater good. So, demonetize Nerdronic. Demonetize Geeks and Gamers. Demonetize Ryan Kinnell because of their hatred and making the community an unsafe place. And gosh, the projection these people do onto people like, Neurotic and all that stuff. And granted, no one's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And that's not to like, I'm not specifically talking about Gary. I'm just saying in general, no one's perfect. But gosh, these people have to be right. They have to be seen as the good people. They have to. They cannot function through life if they are painted as the assholes. I was thinking of that show Bar Rescue with John Taft. Is it Taft or Taffer? Taffer. Okay, I thought it was Taffer. John Taffer. He said something to a bar owner that was amazing and is 100% true of these type of people, these weirdos. They say he said to one of them, because like one of them was like, arguing back to him, and I think she called him an asshole or something. And he goes, I'm an asshole when I want to be. You're an asshole all the time. And that is exactly weirdos like this. I'll even use their lingo. You want to know what's funny? Is I was calling these people weirdos way before the left started doing it with like the whole JD Vance thing about so weird and stuff. I love it. They steal everything. That's Bar Rescue, good show. I don't get why they need to change. What's up, Loki? They need to keep the original lines at least. That's the thing. Is the original lines can easily fit with the mouth flaps, or you can find something neutral about it. Gosh. Well, so we got that. Check this out. Ubisoft share plunge again after investor urges company to go private. Uh-oh. Couldn't possibly be a current Star Wars game. Recent releases include Star Wars Outlaws and X Defiant have reportedly missed expectation. Oh, this is from Video Game Chronicles. We literally saw an article, or I saw an article title by them that were saying like they were giving like, what was it, $9 in game if you play X Defiant or something like that. That's how desperate they are. So Ubisoft's share price plunged again on Monday after a minority investor called on management to take the company private or let it be sold to a strategic investor. Oh, sell it to me. I got a great strategy. It's called you don't cater to the modern audience because it doesn't fucking exist. The modern audience are these retarded activists, and there's like 5 of them. And I'm being generous by saying 5. So the Assassin's Creed publisher share price fell almost 10% during trading today, before closing down at 7.13%. It has fallen by more than 50% over the last 12 months and now sits close to a 10-year low. Company's share price had already declined significantly earlier this month, reportedly driven by a combination of a poorer-than-expected launch of Star Wars Outlaw. Gee, I could have told you that. Oh, but no, you said it was going to be perfect. You said it was exceeding all expectation. You said that, no, we're wrong. Just wait until you play that game after you bought it, of course. Then you'll see that it was a really good game. It's like people were reacting to the gameplay stuff that you guys posted, and it was garbage. Gosh. No accountability. They refuse to take accountability. They always go after something that gets warped on their mindset. Ubisoft about to bite the dust. I mean, back in the day, Ubisoft released good games, but yeah. I've said it before. I'm not afraid to say it. Sometimes things got to be completely burnt down to rebuild it. Seems after Valhalla, it's been going down. So on Monday, hedge fund AG Investments published an open letter calling for strategic and structural changes at Ubisoft. It urged the board to consider taking the company private, implement a comprehensive cost reduction program. I've got one that could definitely help on this cost reduction programs. Any consulting firm that you've hired out to, any DEI consulting agency, any diversity hire, not because they're providing artistic input and uniqueness and creativity and all that stuff. They're just there because, I'm a woman or I'm gay or I'm whatever. Get rid of them immediately. If they're not actually like providing something to the game that you're making, other than look at how diverse we are, get rid of them. Get rid of them. There are plenty of those people out there that actually want to just create a good game and don't give a shit about this stuff. I'm talking about like DEI and and all that crap. They just want to throw in their 2 cents of creativity into a game. But nope, you gotta go with those activists. They're doing so well for you. And optimize staffing levels to be more comparable with industry leaders. Increase its focus on core IPs and consider replacing current CEO Yves Guillemot. Ooh, I didn't know that. As Tom McDonald would say, burn the circus down. Slovakia-based AJ Investments holds less than 1% in Ubisoft, according to the Wall Street Journal. The creative director of Star Wars Outlaws has said he's a little disappointed. Oh, dude, you are pissed. You are pissed with review scores for the game, and that developer Ubisoft Massive is committed to improving the title with post-release updates. Dude, if your goal is to try to save a game in post-release updates, you're doing it wrong. And I've said this like for quite a while with the new generation of games. They've fallen into this mindset of, well, just release the game and we'll fix it in the patch. So I think I never 100% really sat down and looked into it with the whole, Hideo Kojima and Konami, that incident. But supposedly it's because he was taking so long because he wanted to make sure everything was right and didn't want to do like patches to fix it later. As far as I'm concerned, do that. Get your game to be fucking ready. And any sort of post-release updates should be adding more to it, not trying to fix things. Ubi went gay. Okay. Yes, they did. All right, we're still online. Ubisoft today began rewarding X-Defiant players with free virtual currency for logging into the game. Please play our game. We'll give you money. We'll give you virtual money. Seemingly in a bid to boost engagement at the title's first season live content draws to close. Oh my gosh. Oh, play our game, please. Oh, play it. We'll give you money. Oh my gosh. So that Park Place also covered the Ubisoft stock price drops 70% as companies face pressure from investors. If you're making a Star Wars game, why not one with Jedi and Sith? I would think it was a better idea. Literally all you need to do. I mean, they kind of did it with the Old Republic, but even that kind of crapped out. Remember some of my friends and stuff, we got we pre-ordered that game. We're super excited about it and just went off the hill. Ubisoft, the company behind Star Wars, all that stuff. Okay. Again, stock price drops 70% in a single day as it faces pressure from investors. Take that company private. Fix that crap. Oh, here's an actual chart. There you go. So according to Yahoo Finance, the stock price has declined over 16% the past 5 days. Good job. Good job, Ubisoft. It is down over 41% in the last 3 months and nearly 30% in the last 6 months. In the last year, the company's stock price is down over 50%. In the last 5 years, it has declined over 81%. Oh. The most recent stock drop comes in the wake of the Star Wars Outlaws reportedly having soft sales, as well as Slovakian investment firm AJ Investments urging the company to go private. So apparently it was reported the Star Wars Outlaw sales were performing much worse than Jedi Survivor in the United Kingdom. Gaming industry head Christopher Dring detailed that Star Wars Outlaws launch sales are 55% lower than what Star Wars Jedi Survive did. Yeah, it wasn't like Fallen Order good, then Jedi Survive like sucky, and now like the abomination that is Outlaws. Oh my gosh. It was seemingly reflected, this data, in a report from True Trophies that detailed that the game only hit 25th place. Oh gosh, I think I remember reading this. Ugh. It's boring me already. Because, it's like, oh my gosh. Now it's just going into all the, failures that Ubisoft is currently having. So in the second, and now the arm is killing. Back into the sling you go. Ugh. Oh, gosh. Dude, clavicle surgery is the worst. So the game fell in the 28th. So in its second week on the chart, I'm assuming it's talking about Outlaws, it fell to 28th place. For comparison, Concord was 29th in the chart during its early access and open beta weeks. Astrobot and Harry Potter Quidditch Champions both debuted in the top 10 in their first week on the chart. And then Astro Boy with 8th in the Quidditch Champions was 10th. I played the free trial Black Ops 6. Yeah, I'm not getting it. Assassin's Creed Shadows, I would get more. Honestly, I'm more into story-based games now. I wouldn't get either of them. But that's just me, though. You do what you want. The stocks are a joke. Yep. So again, AJ Investments sent an open letter to the board of directors of Ubisoft, telling them to go private or sell to a strategic investor. Took issues with Ubisoft's lowering of its revenue outlook for its second quarter when Star Wars Outlaws was released. Firm wrote the recent quarterly results, which included the postponement of key games like Rainbow Six Siege, The Division, in the 2025 lineup, and a lowered revenue outlook for the quarter 2 2024 has heightened our concern about the management's ability to deliver value to shareholders over the long term. Share price of Ubisoft. You guys are just now noticing it? You guys should have noticed it long ago. Want to hear a joke? Concord. Exactly. Becoming a collector's item for all the wrong reasons. Share price of Ubisoft has decreased more than 40% over the last year compared to rise of its competitors and indexes. After detailing how they believe the company should be valued between 40 and 45, the firm positioned the reason it is not there is due to current management. So its current state is mismanaged and shareholders are hostages of Guillemot family members and Tencent, who takes advantage of them. Management is focusing on pleasing investors with beating quarterly results and not focusing on long-term strategy to provide exceptional experience for the gamers. Nice. So apparently the letter accuses Tencent and the Guillemot family of purposely degrading the company's stock prices so they can purchase shares to take full control of the company. Ooh. We believe that the Guillemot family and Tencent are discounting potential value of Ubisoft in order to buy more shares at lower valuation and eventually take full control of the company at heavily discounted valuation. We value the great work that has been done by the Guillemots over the decades in the Ubisoft, but now it's time to move on and restart the business with new shareholder approach and a new management/CEO. So according to the letter, Guillemot family controls more than 25% in the share company and around 29.63% of the company's voting rights. Well, who owns the other one? Is there anyone higher? Just buddy up with them and push them out. You know, do what Oscorp did to to Norman Osborn, except the chances of these people injecting themselves with a serum and then turning Green Goblin style is very unlikely, next to zero. So it also urges that Ubisoft sell off a number of studios. Should consider selling its studio that possess talent but are focused on non-core games, thereby allowing Ubisoft to streamline operations and focus on its main IPs. That would include Rainbow Six Siege, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Watch Dogs, and the various Tom Clancy titles such as Splinter Cell. And then hire a new CEO. Honestly, does anybody even play these games? Like Assassin's Creed, obviously. Rainbow Six, Watch Dogs, Far Cry. Are these really games that people still want? I swear, I feel like Watch Dogs, I remember that coming out, wasn't interested in it, and really never heard anything again, unless if I really wanted to go out of my way to hear what was happening. So if these demands are not met, the investment firm threatened, we will use the French minority law to collect enough shareholders to start proxy fight and initiate sale process of Ubisoft to increase shareholder value for all shareholders. Dude, just do it. Just do it. Ubisoft is like dying. Just do it. Be like scumbag Nike. Just do it. Us, though, we as gamers, speak with your wallet and just don't buy it. But on to more uplifting news. Over in here on Niche Gamer, It is the Dreamcast's 25th anniversary. So happy 25th anniversary, Sega Dreamcast. I did not own one, but I know there's some goodies on there. So this Niche Gamer article here has the best 15 games that justified the Dreamcast. So the Sega Dreamcast was the last true video game console for gamers who cared about games. Ooh, that's an intense statement. Rainbow Siege is still playable. It'll just mutilate into a globe of ass, much worse than the state they were in before. But it hasn't had a new game yet. There was a No Trojan Horse DVD player in it to open the gates for a bunch of knuckle-dragging non-gamers to adopt the console. Dude, I like the Fingal Belmont coming in hot with them words. So this was the last true dedicated game machine that pioneered online gaming before Microsoft or Sony hijacked it and forced gamers to pay a fee for using the internet that they already pay for. You want to know what's interesting is that if you had a certain version of the Sega Dreamcast, it could play burnt games. That was another thing cool. So you could literally play whatever you wanted. Everything about the Dreamcast screamed fun, right down to its compact, sturdy build and white curves so sleek you'd think Michelangelo carved it. Visual Memory Unit was a clever innovation on memory cards that incorporated portable minigames, file trading, and sometimes enhanced in-game features for most titles. The system was so ahead that every console developer afterward looked at it and realized there was no topping it. So in many ways, the hardware was more advanced than what the competition would put out years later. Most Dreamcast ports on PlayStation 2 or Nintendo GameCube are inferior, with cut features, worse visuals, or lower frame rates. Very true. I stuck with the PlayStation 2. There's some interesting ones. Like, for example, I mean, Scarface wasn't on the Dreamcast, but Scarface was on Xbox, PlayStation 2, computer and stuff. The PlayStation 2 version, you would actually see you would see blood stains on his clothing. That was like a little feature that only the PlayStation 2 happened. But I do agree. I have seen that a lot of the times the Dreamcast port somewhat better, but it depends on the little quirks that whatever game that was ported kept and removed. There's no such thing as a bad Dreamcast game. It's called Dreamcast, not Nightmare Cast, and most dorks will gravitate towards the cliched and boring usual hits on the consoles. Skies of Arcadia, Sonic Adventure, Shenmue, Jet Grind Radio, Crazy Taxi, or any of the fighting games or shoot-'em-ups. It's what the average jack-off will cite as a tried-and-true Dreamcast classic. Every loser likes these games. You know, the type of geeks who only play what's popular. The regular everyday nobodies, the scum. The writer of the Sega Night sounds like a little butthurt. So if you probably played most of these games in this feature, or if you have probably played most of these games in this feature, if you are cool. That's worded poorly. If you emulate them, yep, you're nothing but a brokey who lacks the dedication to be a real gamer. Oh, all right. You can go fist yourself on that one. Excuse me for being smart and not spending retarded amount of money on games that pretty much aren't worth the price they are now. Let's be real. Sorry that I'm smart and you're retarded in terms of like trying to save money. You won't find these Dreamcast games on any mainstream gaming site list because I'm sure they're being sarcastic, but because they like men dangling their junk in their eyes. These are the most interesting Dreamcast jogos, or is it jogos, that challenge, or it's not Juegos, is it? Anyway, I'm sure right now that's just going over my head. Anyway, that challenged the status quo and are too cool for run-of-the-mill lowlives who beg for scraps with a smegma encrusted corporate approved AA sewage pipe. Holy crap, this guy is going ham. Ugh. So we got Evil Twins, Cypherin's Chronicles. Never played it. This looks like a long article, so I'm not going to read everything about it, but we'll kind of see what it is. So this person says it's like an Evil Twin here is like a mix of American McGee's Alice with Rayman. There you go. It's gritty, intense-looking game steeped in Y2K era Hot Topic grunge. Centers on Cypherin, an orphan whose parents died on his birthday. Oof. This article is goofy. On his latest birthday, gets into an argument with his teddy bear and rejects the notion that he's real. This leads him, along with the other orphans, getting transported to the twisted Oz-like world, where he has to confront a Lovecraftian monster and save his friends. But hurt confirmed. It's a lot like Kingdom Hearts, but without any of the lame Disney IP to bring it down. Well, okay. Well, there you go. There's that one. What next? Oh, yeah, we've heard of Seaman. We know that one. If you've watched Angry Video Game Nerd, you kind of understand a little bit. Yeah, Leonard Nimoy, Evolution, all that stuff. In-game real time, if I'm not mistaken. Napletail. Arcia and Daydream. So here's another one. Oops. Accidentally clicked out of the studio. It's your average Japanese high schooler at a summer festival until she's mistaken for someone else and gets herself isekai to Naple World. Good Lord. So what is it, like an RPG? It's like an anti-evil twin where the game was twisted and steeped in an aura of edginess. Napletail is wholesome and inviting. Notable aspect of Napletail is the incredible music that was composed by Yoko Kanno. And she did work on Cowboy Bebop, Space Dandy, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. For this game, she's opted for a very whimsical and feel-good ambiance that feels jaunty as if she's composing for a Kirby game. Due to the gameplay being an action platformer, it's easy to play even in Japanese. Okay. So there you go. Sega Bass Fishing. I mean, that's really self-explanatory, but I'm sure at the time it was like, sweet. Hey, I like me some good hunting games every now and then. More hunting than fishing. But I also like sports games like tennis and stuff like that. In terms of that, like, kind of genre. Illbleed. Ooh. So there's a horror game. So it follows Eriko Christie, a horror maniac who's become numb to fear because her father exposed her to every terror imaginable. Ooh. So they participate in a contest to survive 6 haunted houses attractions, each one of them themed after a fictional horror film. Huh. So it's steeped in weirdiness and uncanny in-your-face horror that ranges from hilarious to genuinely disturbing. Gameplay is as unique as its premise and characters. So it involves disarming traps, managing stats over combat. It is in many ways an inversion of Tecmo's Deception games. Okay. Interesting. Apparently this game costs $300, and this douchebag says people who emulate it are broke. Yeah, I'm not dropping $300 on this, you douchebag. Illbleed may not have been recognized as whatever. Egg, elemental gimmick gear. So it did not get too many. Oh gosh, ouch, dude, my incisions. Oh gosh, like I can just a sharp pain on my clavicle. Like I can literally feel the bone stitching itself back together. Oh my gosh, it's insane. I hate it. I want a rifleman game. Give me a good Western game. That's what I want. That'll satisfy my gun stuff. All right, so this one's this one's an RPG. It's considered passe for any game to be in 2D. Oh, okay, so it's like a 2D one. Interesting. It's an action RPG that takes cues from 2D Zelda games. Okay. Gameplay is primarily an overhead action RPG, but major battles are done in 3D like a fighting game. Okay, we've seen those. Huh. Interesting. Apparently, researchers stumbled upon a damaged egg-shaped contraption. Contraption revealed a remarkably well-preserved man to find the passage of nearly 5,000 years. Interesting. The narrative is one of the best aspects of EGG. Well, there you go. The Ring, Terror's Realm. Look at that. The most prominent survival horror on Dreamcast is Resident Evil Code Veronica. If you're basic, The Ring, Terror's Realm is a fever dream of recognizable elements of horror games that you might actually like. Closely follows the Ring novels, which dramatically differ from the films most regularly nobodies would know. Okay, there you go. So I'm assuming it's probably like, oh, there you go. I'm assuming it's probably like your regular type of Resident Evil type-ish horror game. Evolution, the world of sacred devices, plus Evolution 2, Far Off Promise. Sounds like another RPG. Yep. Split into 2 parts. There you go. Pretty cool. World of the Sacred Devices about Mag and his misadventures to pay off his family debt. Far Promises begins with Mag and the gang leaving their podunk town, setting off on a new place for further adventures and clashes with pirates. There you go. That looks pretty cool. Bangai-O. It's a mecha shooter. Nice. Check that out. Very cool. Egg is very interesting. Dark Watch and Gun will relieve that itch. I've played both. Good games. Dark Watch could have been a little bit better, but I did enjoy it. Gun is awesome. It sucks it didn't have a... Like, when you reach the end that you couldn't... Like, everyone's dead. Like, the only time you get to shoot people, like, is when random bandits appear. But you can go back to the beginning of the game and, like, put in a code to restart the whole story with all your stuff unlocked. But still... Gun's good, though. Cannon Spike. Ooh, I like the art style in that. Look at that. It's arcade ports for fighting game. Or wait, never mind. Oh, wait, no. It says Cannon Spike is a fusion of both by way of Psiccio, taking a couple of Capcom's characters from Street Fighters and Darkstalkers and dropping them into a chaotic multi-directional shooter. Ooh, I like me. Multi-directional shooters. Cannon Spike. Nice. There you go. Macken X. Is this another horror game? Interesting. Let's see. It's functional, a parasite that can almost... At several points during the branching story, players will be given an option to brainjack other characters, and Macken will transform from a sword to all kinds of unusual weapons. Dang. This will not only change the course of the story, but it will also change how the combat mechanics works and the player's stats. Ooh, interesting. Some might be mundane, regular people who will be required because they might have access to some place or because it was easy to fit in a mechanic, Hitman style. Brainjacking ultimately pays off since it has 7 different endings. Interesting. It has a short runtime of about 4 or 5 hours. Very cool. Almost reminds me of Metal Gear Rising. D2. I think I've heard of D2. It's definitely a horror game. It's really weird. Yeah, I have heard of D2. It's the closest thing to a driven kind of game in the vein of Suda 51 and Hideo Kojima. Yeah. It's a slow-paced first-person shooter with some JRPG elements. I have heard of D2. I have heard that. It's pretty good. Record of Lodos, or Lodas, excuse me, War, Advent of Cardis. Apparently, it's one of the best high fantasy anime produced. It began as a scenario in a magazine, but grew into a multimedia franchise, spawned countless manga, light novels, Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Okay. It's one of the best in the series. The story revolves around two warring gods, Cardis, the god of darkness, and Marfa, the god of light. Marfa? Oh, gosh. You're a god. Change your name. That sounds terrible. They took on physical form and clashed, creating the sacred land that became the island of Lodos. So is this like an RPG or something? Beld can hack and slash, cast magic, store items. Oh, the gameplay will feel very similar to anyone who has played Diablo. I like Diablo game. Oh, yeah, definitely. Right there. I like Diablo gameplay. Huh. Nice. Very interesting. Dynamite Cop. Ooh. Says one of the guys kind of resembles Bruce Willis. Oh, which I heard he pretty much is like verbally like... That was sad. Oh, two bad things, actually. I heard that Bruce Willis is like verbally can't do anything anymore. Like he's pretty much a vegetable, sadly. That sucks. And James Earl Jones passed away. So, dang, that sucks. Oh, there you go. Look at that. It's a classic action isolation setup that fosters big sweaty action, Hank-style heroism, and bravitude. Or bravado, excuse me. I don't know why I said bravitude. But there you go. It's a beat-em-up style in the style of Streets of Rage or Golden Axe, but with the sleek style of the Steven Seagal movie. Ooh, so this would be right up my alley since I like beat-em-up games. Very nice. Look at that. Finding a giant octopussy. And that was, there you go. That was the 15 games that these guys called about the Dreamcast. Very cool. This is over on Niche Gamer, so if you guys wanted to get more in-depth from this article about kind of what the games are, you can check it out over that way. And that's kind of what I have for you guys tonight. So let's go ahead and wind down on something positive. I mean, that was kind of positive, but let's go ahead and check out what other games that were released today. Yeah, it's very sad. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Oh, we got 30 viewers on X. Hello. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Sorry if you were here and you saw the internet cut out. Spectrum's bullshit. I'll just say that right now. So games released today on September 9th. Yeah, Gunstar Heroes. Awesome game. Very expensive, but awesome. I do have it, and I do have a case. I just need the manual, but the manual alone is insane. Ooh, there's a lot of bangers. Parasite Eve, Spyro the Dragon. I feel like I've heard of Blue Stinger, but I'm pretty sure that's a solid one as well. Obviously, the Dreamcast was released today. Sonic Adventures. Advance Wars. I think I've heard of that too. Mega Man Zero. Let's see. I mean, you got your Resident Evil Outbreak File number 2, if you care about that. Yakuza 2. The Beatles Rock Band. Oh, apparently Destiny was released today. That was when it was actually good before it got wokeified. Your NBA 2K17. Splatoon 3. Dude, some solid games in here. Solid. And then we'll go switch on over to Moby games. They kind of do the same thing. Let's see what else we got in here. Got your Arnold Palmer Tournament Golf. If you like golf, it's the Japanese version. Get your Arnold Palmer T. Dude, the Fireman. The Fireman's a hidden SNES gem. Only never got over here, but it is in English because there was a European release. Gundam 4 is pretty good that I saw from the story to gameplay. Dude, the Fireman. I've actually been wanting to stream that one online. That's a really good one. X-Men vs. Street Fighter, the arcade version. Very nice. Spyro, like we said. Ready to Rumble Boxing. I remember that. That was actually a game I remember playing with my cousins because they had the Sega Dreamcast. They also had the Sega Saturn, too. I was jealous. We played Virtual Cop all the time. It was delicious. Mortal Kombat Gold. There you go. Final Fantasy. Oh, crap. No, why am I so terrible? V is 5, right? That would be Final Fantasy 8. Yes, that's right. Yeah, Final Fantasy 8. I did it. Power Stone. That actually sounds familiar too. But Power Stone. Man, 1999. Can we just go back to the 90s? Lord, can we just can you... Well, I hope when we get to heaven, I'm gonna ask the Lord if we can go back in time. It's Lord, can we go back to the times that we really enjoyed? Just make everything perfect, because that's what you're gonna do. Just make everything new. I hope we can get those times, Let's see, what else do we got? Smash Court Tennis Pro Tournament 2. Not seeing anything else. Oh, Cabela's Alaskan Adventures, if you like your Kabbalah games. Or is it Kabbalah? I'm assuming it's Kabbalah. Let's see. Apparently some Price is Right games were released. I mean, not the first time, but in 2008. Derp. Anything else looking cool? We're in 2010. Slowly winding down. Not seeing anything stand out. Murder Miners for the Microsoft Store. The Xbox 360 release. I just like the name Murder Miners. Murder Miners. Doom, doom, doom. Oh, Castle Crashers remastered. Castle Crashers was a good game. It's a remastered version, but still a good game. You got your Elder Scrolls Online, the Golden Edition. I was going to say Edition. Man, I'm stuttering pretty bad today. Slowly going through. Holy crap. See, now this is all just a bunch of stuff that probably no one cares about. All right, we're in 2002. We're getting there. Oop, here we go. Oh, Warhammer. And apparently 40,000 Space Marines 2 was released. Literally this, today? I'm hearing it sucks. Well, alrighty, guys. That's all I had for you today. It's nice to hang out with you guys. Look at some insanity that's happening. Sorry that the start of the show sucked just because of Spectrum being a bunch of homos. Apparently just can't have good, solid connection. One day. But if you enjoyed the show, we were on YouTube, Rumble, and X, so if you enjoyed it, hit that like and subscribe button. Or if you were watching on X, feel free to give me a follow on my X account, I guess you could say. I post a bunch of crazy stuff. But I really appreciate you guys sticking around, hanging out with me, and putting up with technology being retarded. But yeah, a lot of craziness happening today. So hope you guys enjoyed just hearing my 2 cents. I'm humbled that you guys hung out with me. You can also find my other social media listed either in the description on YouTube and Rumble or in the Linktree link on my in my bio on X. And if you want to go beyond helping the channel by ways of pushing the algorithm, you can always check out membership or subscription tiers. Nothing special between the two. Just different ranges to, giving you guys options if you want to support that way. but I am humbled and blessed regardless. Still trying to work on getting more guests on the show. I was kind of out of commission for the last 2 weeks because of surgery. Unexpected surgery, might I add. But yeah. So tomorrow, if things go well, we'll be doing some gaming. I started up Blue Dragon. Really enjoying it. So either we'll continue that or we might start another series. We'll see. See you Komunga and see you Loki. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. You guys have a good rest of your night. Take care. God bless. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Let's see if I can do this with my left hand. I'm slowly getting better just because. But thanks again, you guys. Take care. Have a good day. Peace.